This is the Vapid Clique, or Clique, however you prefer. Tomato, tomato.
Potato, tomato, tomato, potato. Let's call the whole thing off.
And this is the second of the cars that I'm reviewing from this week's GTA Online weekly update. And this is really, really cool. I love this thing. There are lots of cars in the game that look dramatic. There are lots of cars that look, you know, stylish and sporty and all that good stuff. But there aren't many cars that are just gorgeous. They exist purely just to be pretty. And this is one of those cars. Now, unlike lots of the other cars that are there just to be pretty, you know, things like the Fagola, which love it or loathe it, I think it's a really good looking car. I mean, it's awful to drive and it does a terrible lap time, but it's a nice looking thing. This has a few other qualities as well. So this is formerly the fastest muscle car in the game. Even though it's older than God's donkey, in being based on a 1951 Ford coupe, it actually sits in the muscle class rather than the sports classics class, which is great because first of all that'll mean you can do wheelies in it, although I haven't actually tried that with this one, but I'm pretty sure you can do wheelies in all the cars in the muscle class. So this, as well as its looks, has a few more tricks up its sleeve. So as I said, this was formerly the fastest car in the muscle class. However, it's since been overtaken numerous times and it now sits a good way down the leaderboard. There are a good 4 or 5 ahead of it in the normal car range, and then obviously all the HSW muscle cars do finish above it, even the Arbiter, which is almost impossible to drive. If you're looking for something for racing, do you know what? You'll do alright with this, because a lot of newer players to the game won't know what it is and will probably underestimate it. Especially as one of the things you can do with this, you can really make this look like a bit of a sleeper. You can make this look very pretty but plain. Anyone that didn't know what it was wouldn't think it was anything to be reckoned with. Personally, I think this car suits a period style racer theme, and that's something that's really easy to achieve with this car because there are lots of really good liveries that have been designed to suit the car really, really well. Customization wise, it's kind of okay, it's not amazing. It's got some of those fabulous options like leather boot straps that somehow increase the downforce, and that in itself is a good thing because one of this car's other party tricks is the handling. Now there are only a handful of muscle cars that can claim to have good handling. Obviously the Dominator ASP is the first one that comes to mind when I think about muscle cars that handle well. Right up there at the top of the list of muscle cars that handle well is this, and that's the key to the lap time on this thing, because what it lacks in top speed, it more than makes up for in handling. So on the subject of top speed, let's have a look at where we are with that now. If you're new to the channel, I have a measured mile that I drive as quickly as possible, and then do a little bit of simple maths, and that gives you an achievable top speed through traffic. Not a theoretical top speed that you might see on some of the websites. This is what you can actually pick a car up, upgrade it, get it out in traffic, and what you can actually hit. And this is what this one managed to do. So with the top speed dealt with, what are my final thoughts and review on this? Well, this is on offer and is a deleted vehicle. So you don't have very long to pick this up, and honestly I think this one is worth it. Whether you'll use it or not is a different matter. It doesn't have any particular advantages in free mode. You know, it's not armoured particular or anything like that. It's just a cool looking thing that's just a little bit different to everything else that you'll see in the session, and it can certainly hold its own in terms of speed in free mode. Definitely can hold its own in terms of races. But above everything else, at least you look kind of cool. And here's the time this one managed to do. And here's where it sits on the lapboard. So I've got another video coming up for you shortly, because it turns out that I'm an idiot. Yep, who'd have thought it? So in the last video I said you can find a review on the 190Z or Z on my channel, and it turns out you can't. because this idiot recorded said lap, even prepared the thumbnail for it, but then never did the edit and never put the video live. So I'm going to do a new lap, because that one is quite old. That one's probably coming up to a year old now actually, so I'm going to do that again because I know the track an awful lot better, and I will get that one up for you as soon as possible. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one.